Days since LeBron James chose the Sixers in free agency, but the details around his decision, they're coming into clearer focus now on ESPN.com inside LeBron James's decision to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Dave McMenamin has the reporting and joins us now in studio alongside Sham Charania, Vincent Goodwill. I'm Malika Andrews. So let's begin our show right there, Dave. You've been reporting this story for the last several days. Kendrick Perkins is here as well. And you had said to me repeatedly, you were looking for the why, the true why as to why LeBron James said, you know what, Philadelphia is where I wanted to go. What did you learn as the answer to that?
I mean, ultimately, he was allowed to follow his basketball compass inside of him. And this was various conversations, not with just the contending teams that were vying for his services, but with his family. And he got the stamp of approval from his wife and his children to go be the basketball player for this final flourish and not necessarily prioritize being the father and being the husband. And, you know, he still has a love for the game. He's still healthy. We've seen him, you know, still made the All-Star game last year in year 23. He has competitive stamina, to borrow a term from Lakers coach Redick. And, you know, I was told by a source close to LeBron that, like, ultimately he found this group, this Sixers collection of talent and where they are, you know, in their career, that this will be the best situation where he can wake up every day and pour every ounce of his being into trying to contribute for a championship.
Yeah, and so I think for me, I was wondering what the definition of happiness was for LeBron James, because that's what became immediately clear when he said that he wasn't going back to the Los Angeles Lakers. The reporting was that he was going to make a move that was dictated by happiness. But does happiness mean being close to your family? Does happiness mean winning a championships? And what happens if that is at odds? And you had some reporting where he actually had the opportunity, not with the Lakers, to stay a little closer to home.
Yeah, multiple sources close to LeBron and to the situation told me that there was a discussion of an offer, a lucrative offer, worth north of $20 million for a one-year deal to come. He could still live in Brentwood and play for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Interesting, but he turned that down.
Well, I'll say this. If LeBron and Rich Paul told teams at the outset of free agency, hey, like, we'll come here, but we need this amount of money, teams would have moved money around. But also from the beginning, they made it very clear that LeBron's going to need time. This isn't going to be a money-centric decision. And that meant, by the end of it, obviously a minimum contract. As long as he was fine with playing for a situation that brought him winning and not the finances, which is what we saw actually play out. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to do it. So to me, LeBron really put his money where his mouth is.
But I think a lot of folks said, well, wouldn't that make sense when we were trying to read the tea leaves in those 3 weeks to be the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, and the Cavs, the Sixers, the Miami Heat, those were the finalists really for LeBron James. But interestingly enough, in the cloak of secrecy, LeBron James granted just one team an in-person meeting in free agency, and that was, sources tell me, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that was the early part of July. I'm told that LeBron met with a Cavs brass in his home in Akron, Ohio. That brass consisted of VP of Business Grant Gilbert, President of Basketball Operations Kobe Altman, Assistant General Manager Brandon Weems, and these two sides, it was just these four in this room. They sat together, talked about his basketball legacy, what a reunion, a third stint in Cleveland would look like, and of course, anytime you're talking about LeBron going back to Cleveland, I think giving that meeting, granting that meeting to them, a lot of it, more than anything, was respect for the organization. We know about his history there, led them to a championship for the first time in 50 years. He's a hometown kid, hometown team. He wanted to do right by the Cavs more than even the Sixers or the Heat by giving them that meeting. Of course, he ends up deciding on the Sixers. The Cavs are going to go on to their own offseason after making the conference finals last year.
Worse for the Cavs. Like, I said they was the losers in this situation, but this makes my head hurt. The fact that they got a face-to-face with LeBron James and they couldn't bring him back home. They had a face-to-face, no cell phones, no wiretaps, a face-to-face. Didn't have to worry about if somebody was listening on the other end and was able to hear LeBron James out and probably knew everything that he wanted and how he viewed the team, and they lost. This is worse than Brad Stevens losing Giannis to the Miami Heat and Pat Riley. When you think about what LeBron probably wanted, Jaylen Brown probably would have sealed the deal for the Cleveland Cavaliers if they could have landed Jaylen Brown. There's no way in hell you could tell me that LeBron James, the basketball savant that he is, watched the playoffs last year and wanted to go be a part of that roster. The Cleveland Cavaliers had to make a move in order to land LeBron James. The fact that you lose him to another Eastern Conference team that you're going to have to see time and time again, all the Cavs were missing was a LeBron James, and to move one of those pieces, now they got nothing. While teams that made powerful moves, listen, in my opinion, real talk, I think the Cavs, they probably won't sniff another championship for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years. When here it is, you had a chance to actually make some powerful moves this offseason, and one of them was acquiring LeBron James and then bringing them back to Cleveland.
I actually agree with Perk.
That's crazy.
I actually agree with Perk on that. I think when you look at where Cleveland was making the Eastern Conference Finals, getting that far without LeBron James for the first time since 1992, that would be the obvious choice if LeBron were looking to go to a ready-made, ready-to-win situation. And for the Philadelphia 76ers to leapfrog them, whether it's the personnel move of Jaylen Brown, just the total collection of talent that Philadelphia had, it's certainly a demerit against what you view this Cleveland Cavaliers team as. Not just that you're just going to have to see them, but the fact that LeBron didn't believe in Donovan Mitchell and James Harden and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and that collection of ball players. I think it speaks volumes for the league, how people view the Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's also very clear through this that LeBron James wanted to seek something new, right?
Yeah.
We've seen what he did in Cleveland. We know about that. That's never going to be, you're never going to outdo that. We know he won multiple championships in Miami as well. And so that is a part of the equation. But the other thing is, going into this meeting, my understanding is this was two sides, the mutual respect. It's only right that LeBron James, if he is going to grant an in-person meeting, is going to be in the vicinity of his home, which is in Akron, which is near Cleveland, a drive away, close by, to where all these sides can sit down out of respect to have this meeting. LeBron James wasn't going to grant anyone else this but Cleveland. He spent the most seasons of his entire career with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And that goes back to, I think we may be losing the plot here a little bit, because I thought, Dave, reading your story, that one of the things that stood out to me the most is when you wrote about the storybook factor of what a title would feel like in a sports-obsessed city like Philadelphia. It only enhanced the situation. LeBron James, that is his career, right? It is driven by and considered with the story of what he has done. And that's part of his story is Cleveland. And so he had to have that piece, that closure there. But Dave, you also reported in here that it might not just be 2 years. Rich Paul said that maybe it could be more.
Yeah, I mean, Rich said he thinks Philadelphia is going to energize LeBron. He said maybe it'll be 2 years and maybe it's going to be 4 years. And I mean, listen, if it is 4 years, that takes him to 45 years old. You'd be the second oldest player in NBA history at that point. Obviously, he'll already have more seasons than any player in NBA history. He's already accomplished that. But I mean, one of his friends and someone I think he has some relationship with and connection with by what he's been able to do in his respective sport. Tom Brady played till he was 45 as well. Dennis Schroeder a couple of years ago said that he always thought the plan was for LeBron to play until he was 45 when he was teammates with LeBron on the Lakers. And so we'll see. Now, getting back to the point that Shams made about wanting to do new things, I didn't have a place for this in the story, but Rich Paul told me that, you know, sometimes you just got to you want to do new blank. You want to do new bleep, right? Malika covering tennis, Vinny, Shams, you guys both switched media companies. You know, it's part of the life and growing as a person is to put yourself in different situations and see what you do with them. And I think there's an appeal there, and especially if you do win, you get to erase a 43-year championship drought for the Sixers organization. And maybe that fifth championship feels a little bit more consequential than a fifth championship somewhere else.
Go ahead, Perk.
And look, I understand the 70s playing for the 76ers, playing in Philadelphia. I get all that. But look, the 76ers don't land LeBron James if Jaylen Brown is not on their team. If they don't make a move first to get Jaylen Brown, LeBron James don't go to the 76ers. I strongly believe that.
Well, sure, and that's what has been reported as well, Perk.
No, I know that, but that was my point of bringing up. But I didn't want to lose the whole thing and the reason that I said that the Cavs really lost in this situation, because yes, they granted the Cavs a face-to-face, but also like the Cavs were in the conversation. I strongly believe that LeBron James was actually being patient with the Cavs to see if they were actually going to do something. And I just feel like at the end of the day, it's over and done. But I do love what I'm seeing for us, these projected starters. That, you know, when it comes to Embiid, Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, you know, and Jaylen Brown, and LeBron, he's going to be happy over there. Who's not? Who? Name me one person who's been around Tyrese Maxey that walked away and said that they wasn't happy.
I mean, he walks around with a smile on his face that is certainly contagious. We're going to be getting back to the story a little bit later in the show, but let's move on to the WNBA, because they returned from the All-Star break last night. I can watch those little kids all day long, and the fan base is clearly excited. LeBron is a Sixer, and the signage is going up outside of Xfinity Mobile Arena. Look at the starting five for Philadelphia. Tickets are going to be in high demand no matter what arena this team is going to be playing in. And they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? But who needs 1,000 words when you have the good word? the word of one Vincent Goodwill. And I know we all cannot wait to see Philadelphia on the floor this season, but there are a couple of matchups in particular, Vince, that have your attention. What's the good word?
Well, first, the good word is put a shirt on before you go on to the internet putting out videos and take your bonnet off.
You know what? Right? Summer bods, right?
Is that what that is?
Apparently.
Dave McMenamin, speak up for your Philly brethren. Like, I've never seen you with a shirt off before. Come on now. We're going to do our top 5 matchups for the Philadelphia 76ers this season. Malika, give me number 5.
All right, number 5 is bam.
The Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why?
My family will be excited.
Because LeBron was in line to go to Golden State.
Yep.
They could have gotten Jalen LeBron had they given up those first-round picks. They did not. And now it leaves Steph all by his lonesome, looking.
Knicks fans all over again say possibly.
I said older or the Fred Sanford ref.
Gave Big Slim 70. Remember Joel Embiid once used to be the prodigy of the NBA.
Right.
Now he's the old man of the NBA. He's Fred Sanford when he walks around, going against Victor Wembanyama, possibly the NBA Finals.
You're trying to upset the New York Knicks fans all over again, saying possibly.
I said older or the Fred Sanford reference is older.
I said possibly.
Okay.
Give me number 3, Malika.
Bam!
Right in David McMenamin's neighborhood.
Yeah,
the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron coming right back up the street to the team he played. How many years with the longest stretch of his career with any one franchise? Breaking the all-time scoring record here. Also, the Lakers telling LeBron, we think we're better without you. LeBron saying, we think I'm better without you too. We're going to see exactly how that reception is, David. I'm sure you're going to be front row for that too.
Vincent, we may see father versus son if Bronny is still on the team.
Ooh, that's a good call for that game.
Guaranteed contract he has.
Absolutely. Malika, give me number 2.
All right, number 2. Kablam!
Jaylen Brown's former team, the Boston Celtics. Tatum versus Brown for the first time. They were champions together. Rumors of discord, all this other stuff. Jaylen Brown coming back. Don't forget about Jason Tatum as a rookie in that Game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
That's a number 2.
That's
I'm
number
surprised. This would have been my number 1, but this is the good list. So
this is the good word. When you get the McMenamin list, you do what you want to do. Number 1, Malika Andrews. Give me number 1.
All right. I have a feeling that this might be Cleveland. Is this for you? Bam! Oh, it's the Knicks.
To beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
Woo! All right, Rick Flair.
The champs. Look at this. The last time we saw Philly against the Knicks in the playoffs, Jalen Brunson put on a clown suit on the Philadelphia 76ers, taking over that building. A home court disadvantage for the 76ers.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the Eastern Conference Finals preview. That's the team they're going to have to beat to get to the NBA Finals, Mr. McMenamin.
So you rejected Cleveland and Miami just like LeBron did. Because you don't want to see it either.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So this is the good word. I like it. I'm curious that Cleveland is not on here because I feel like that's going to be a hot ticket. But I do like the Knicks here at number 1. So these are the games that we are looking forward to the most. The 76ers, we do know what their preseason is going to look like.